Hey, what's going on? I'm Illegalmist, and today we're going to be looking at the raid update preview for Live Arena. Let's get into it.
Shining a light on one of our most highly anticipated features. Prepare to enter the Live Arena.
All
As
right.
always, let's cover the basics first. Live
I like the
Arena
design
is a
of
new
this.
arena mode where you can engage in real-time PvP battles against other players.
Wonder
While that's incredibly awesome by itself,
if
Live
the
Arena
arenas
also
are
comes
all
with
going to be
new
this kind of
quests,
crazy.
new artifact sets, as well as
New
a
sets,
great
that's
fall
nice.
expansion, where you can use special Live Arena crests.
Okay, that's pretty legit. So, looking like bronze, silver, and gold up here. Area bonuses, so for specific areas, and then affinity bonuses as well. So, I wonder if the affinity bonuses will have speed, because I think, yeah, this one has speed right here. So if you could get like 10 speed for Fire Knight, and then if affinity bonuses had it too, that'd be pretty legit. You could definitely get your speed significantly higher. I imagine like it's probably only 1 speed per tier, but still 20 speed if it's in both of them. That's quite a bit. And I wonder, is the areas 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60? Okay, so it's just counting your overall over here. So it's not like, I don't think you unlock anything from that.
To unlock additional bonuses. I know. I'm excited too.
60
You'll unlock
medals.
Live Arena once you reach level 50, and it'll be open several times a day.
Looks pretty cool.
Our first idea was to have this as an always-on feature, but in development, we found it caused problems finding matches quickly and reliably. So, our plan is to open Live Arena on a set.
Okay, so I wonder, this stadium looks pretty legit. Like the Shadowkin dudes, they're freaking awesome. And like these ones getting stabbed in the back. It would actually be so sick if I could use either my traditional arena medals or these live arena medals and change up the arena that I'm in. Like, imagine if they came out with one, because this one looks like Shadowkin. If they came out with one for every single faction, and like, you know, if they have bronze, silver, and gold for this, like, sure, they have each of them looking like a specific way so that it's different. But if you could go in and use your medals and unlock ones for your, you know, your favorite faction or the one that looks the coolest, and then you could put it on no matter what, you know, tier you're in, whether it's gold, silver, or bronze. And that would be so sick. Like, imagine just choosing whichever background you had.
So we can ensure you
Because it gets boring after a while if you're on the same one all the time.
To make sure everything's working correctly ahead of its grand opening, we'll be running a Live Arena test launch with a limited group of players. You can see the schedule for this.
Wonder if that's like on the test server.
As for the full launch, here's the schedule on screen. Live Arena will open in 2-hour windows, which should give you more than enough time to get your battles in.
Hopefully
Remember,
some of those are like decent times for every area of the world. That one looked kind of, it had Arbiter over here. I kind of paused it a little too late, but that one looked cool too.
Like Classic or Tag Arena, initiating a Live Arena battle costs a
Okay, hold on.
token. You can have a maximum of 5 at any given time, and you could purchase a refill with.
So I just saw over here, looking like fragments for a new Void, which is pretty legit, and 20 is a nice hefty bonus. I don't know if that's like what tier you're in or what. The other rewards look pretty bad though. And then only, so up to 6 times, 10 gems, 20, 35, and then yeah, it's not going to show us the next one because it's like 80 probably.
So your tokens are burning a hole in your pocket. Let's get to the juicy PvP.
So I only get 5 tokens a day unless I spend gems.
The game will find a worthy combatant of a similar skill level within your current Live Arena tier. To make matchmaking as fair as possible, matches are found based on both your average and most recent performance.
Average and most recent.
Matched with a suitable opponent,
I feel like that's the most fair way to do it, right? In theory, you should only win 50% of your battles, though, which kind of stinks. So you only get like 2 or 3 wins a day for free.
Both players go back and forth until they both have a team of 5. Then each player gets to ban a single champion from the opposing team. That means that champion won't be taking part.
So if we think about it like this, right? 30 seconds to choose each champion, and say for whatever reason your opponent takes all of that time and you do too. That's 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes just to choose the champions, and then the ban phase. So it's 6 minutes you can spend.
You can use duplicate champions. Once you hit gold,
a lot of time.
champion picks must be unique.
Realistically, it'd be
teams.
like 3, which
that
is
means
still
no
quite a bit.
duplicate champions at all. You can
So no dupes in the higher levels. I don't know how I feel about that.
use all sorts of devious tricks during this phase. Conceal your intended strategy. Pick decoy champions to trick your opponent into banning a champion you weren't going to use. Deliberately pick champions to take them off the table for your opponent. The possibilities are endless. Just be aware that these same tricks are being used against you. Finally, each player selects their team leader. As with all other game modes, the team leader's aura skill will empower the rest of your champions. So, choose carefully. Don't take too long considering your strategy. Each of these phases has a time limit, and the game will decide for you if the time runs out.
Just chooses random champions.
It's time to battle. In terms of the battles themselves, there's no mechanical difference between Live Arena and Classic Arena. The turn order of champions is determined by their speed stat and various turn meter manipulation skills. And each champion takes a turn and uses skills like they always do. But while the mechanics may be the same, you're now fighting a real human instead of an AI. So be prepared for anything. Watch the clock when choosing your skills. You've got 15 seconds to make your choice. If you don't decide in time, well, the game will. Fail to take your turn 3 times in a row, and you'll go into auto battle mode until you assume direct control. There's an overall time limit for every battle, too. Fail to finish within 30 minutes, and both players will be credited with a loss. Stalling isn't a viable strategy, and you'll want to fight as many Live Arena battles
I don't know. Stalling can be a viable strategy.
Why you'll want to play Live Arena. As if the thrill of testing yourself against real people wasn't enough, winning Live Arena battles gets you.
And that arena looks so sick.
Live Arena crests. We'll go on to crests in a minute. As for points, earning these will see you advance through the different Live Arena tiers, from bronze to gold. For now, there's no platinum tier. Once you reach silver 1, losing battles will lose you points. If you don't fight at least 1 Live Arena battle for 5 days, you'll start to lose 5 Live Arena points each day.
That doesn't sound too bad.
There are also repeatable Live Arena quests that give you various rewards, including a Live Arena token refill and new artifacts. On top of that,
that helmet looks pretty sick. The gloves look weird, though. These gloves look sick.
We have multiple one-time rewards for reaching.
Ooh, that avatar looks cool, too. So, looking like some pretty decent rewards, at least.
From a fancy new avatar to even a legendary champion.
Quintus the Triumphant. 105 for a base speed. Low defense, good attack, low HP, though.
Speaking of artifacts, let's pause and take a closer look at the new sets available from Live Arena. Impulse and Zeal. Impulse artifacts
gotta be
increase
good.
your champion speed and provide a chance of reducing the cooldown of a random skill
Oh,
by 1 turn.
that's
it's a
crazy.
Great set for nukers, healers, pretty much anyone with skills you want to use.
30% chance to reduce random skill to cooldown. So, I don't know. I think reflex is 40%, but this could be really good for,
Then we have
like,
Zeal artifacts. They
reflex
increase the
champ.
champion's critical damage by 25% and have them dealing more damage if their target still has high HP. It should give your attackers and nukers a little extra punch to take down champions in one shot.
Not gonna mess with Stone Skin, though, I don't think.
The reward chests you get for winning 35 Live Arena battles. This is a regular quest, so you'll be able to farm these artifacts so long as you keep winning. Finally, let's return to those shiny Live Arena crests. You can spend the crests you win in Live Arena battles to unlock area bonuses in the Great Hall. Here's how they work. Live Arena crests come in bronze, silver, and gold, just like Classic Arena medals. The first 3 levels of any area bonus are upgraded with bronze crests. Levels 4 to 6.
2,000. And we saw the battles that they were showing, I think it was 60 that you earned. That's a lot of battles.
Need silver, and everything else
like
gold.
350 or something.
Crest to unlock lower tier bonuses, just like with Classic Arena medals. You might also notice
350
that with the
battles.
introduction of area bonuses, the old bonuses earned by spending arena medals have.
Oh, so those are just our typical, the affinity ones.
Affinity bonuses, because
so most people probably already have those.
They boost the stats of champions of a specific affinity. We'll give you 3 guesses as to what.
Be nice if they put speed in there, but they don't.
That's right. They boost the stats of any champion, but only in specific locations. For example, upgrading the attack.
Okay, so attack percent goes all the way up to 20, which I think is what we already have.
You guessed it, increase
I don't think many people are going to be putting area bonuses into the potions. Okay, so that's pretty legit. So we get 20 speed for a max, at least for Hydra. That's a pretty significant amount, actually.
Give you the option to increase your champion's speed, and even give them the ability to ignore a portion of enemy defense. Remember the hard mode dungeons we talked about in the
I like
previous What's
it.
Next in Raid episode? Area bonuses will be a huge help in farming those locations. And the best thing? Area bonuses apply to a champion's base stat directly, just like affinity bonuses. Add all these bonuses together, and you'll be super strong when fighting in certain locations. Bosses, fear my wrath. Okay, that's all there is to tell about Live Arena for now. We can't wait to see the changes to Raid's PvP scene, and we hope you all have a blast. We want to add a few things in future iterations, so keep an eye on the news too. Until then,
Yeah,
hit
60.
like and subscribe to keep on top of new videos. Happy Raid.
Okay, so I think overall, I like it. I think it's going to be pretty cool. Oh, I didn't realize this one's ignore defense, too. That's pretty legit. 20% ignore defense. I think they're going to be pretty solid things to farm, and I think realistically, like, you know, things like potion keeps, you're probably not going to care about getting that upgraded. Demon Lord, like, most people have 1 key Ultra Nightmare teams already, so you probably won't need to do that. So if you just focus on specific areas that you're struggling in, this could be really good. And then for early game accounts, like, being able to get the additional speed for Demon Lord, like, it's, I think it's going to help people kind of catch up as far as being newer accounts, which is good. And then for later game accounts, I think it'll give us more flexibility in what we want to do. If I'm able to get 20 additional speed on my solo farmer for a dungeon, like, it's pretty legit. I think this will open up the solo or duo strategies for some of the hard dungeons, at least for stage 10. Now, if they go up to 20 or 25, it might be a little more difficult, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know it's going to be a huge grind. We think about it like this. I would imagine it's 60 like medals or whatever they're called for 1 win. If we get 5 wins a day, that's what, 6, 12, 18, 24. That's 300 medals a day. It takes us 2,000 medals to get a stage or a level 10. That's a lot of farming that we're going to have to do. So this is going to be a pretty long-term investment, which I guess the other Great Hall is too, but I think overall it's a pretty cool update. I'm looking forward to it. I wish that Raid would kind of take that suggestion that I had as far as like, let me use my medals in different ways where it's just purely cosmetic. And I think I like honestly would probably do that for some of the other stuff, whether it's like right in here, if I could choose my background right here to be something different where, you know, it shows, I don't know, it shows some of my stats right next to my player skill, and I use the medals that I win from these to kind of flex whatever I have. I think that would be pretty legit. Then, you know, you go into a battle and you see some guy that's like, you know, his win streak is 10 or whatever, and stuff like that where it gives us incentive, a personal incentive where there's no gain in the game for us, but you know, we get to flex whatever we're doing. So I realized I wasn't able to see the new kit, so I went into the Discord for Raid, clicked on the link, and I found this. So we can go over his kit really quick. But yeah, it's looking like a Void attack champion for Bannerlords, which is nice. The A1 attacks 1 enemy, places an extra hit if the target has no buffs. If the attack is critical, repeats the attack once. So it sounds like I go in, I do an attack, I do an extra attack if he has no buffs. If I build him with full crit rate, which I probably should, then he'll repeat the attack. So he'll attack 1 enemy, and then he'll place another attack if there's no buffs. So it sounds like it could potentially be a 4-hitter. The wording on that is a little confusing to me, but yeah, it could be a 4-hitter, which is kind of nice. And then it takes 4 books, all for damage. The A2, strip away, attack 1 enemy, remove all buffs, then place a 60% decreased defense buff on the target for 2 turns before attacking. That's nice. The effect cannot be resisted or blocked. So that's legit. So that's like Baron kind of, where he can apply his decreased defense even through block debuffs. Now, I'm not sure if it'll work through Stone Skin. If it can, that'd be kind of nice, but Baron's can't. And it has similar wording. I think Baron says guaranteed too, which Stone Skin doesn't care. Damage inflicted by this skill cannot be decreased by enemy passive skills or masteries, except by the passive skills of bosses. Damage inflicted by this skill cannot be increased by either this champion's masteries or ally passives except when attacking bosses. So that's kind of cool. It's on a 4-turn book down to a 3-turn cooldown, and you get 25% extra damage. Resets the cooldown of crowd favorite if this attack kills an enemy. So it sounds like this is a pretty legit skill. Should be doing a lot of damage. Once we look at the multipliers, we'll see exactly, but should be kind of like, this champion sounds very similar to Baron so far. Okay, crowd favorite. Attacks all enemies, places a 50% increased attack and increased crit damage on this champion for 3 turns before attacking. Resets the cooldown of strip away if this attack kills an enemy. And this is on a 4-turn cooldown. Strip away was that A2 ability that we talked about. And again, he only gets damage. So yeah, this champion's sounding very similar to Baron, except for the fact that he gives himself increased attack and increased crit damage, which will be really nice for Live Arena because he kind of places those buffs on himself, so you don't have to bring someone else in for that. His passive percussion, each of this champion's skills deal additional pure damage. The amount of pure damage is equal to 10% of the target's max HP for each buff on them. The additional pure damage dealt will ignore shield buffs. Okay, so this champion is basically like a Baron's brother, Baron's cousin or something like that. So this passive kind of sounds, to me at least, and let me know if you guys think I'm reading into this wrong, but the pure damage dealt is equal to 10% of the target's max HP for each buff. So if you went up against an enemy that had 5 buffs on them, and you used an ability like Crowd Favorite, however much damage I do with that move, say I do 20% of the enemy's health, but they have 5 buffs on them, I do 50% of their health because of his passive. It sounds like a pretty just ridiculous champion. And the fact that it ignores shields. I mean, this champion sounds like he's going to be just as good as Baron, if not better, because he brings himself the increased attack and increased crit damage. Now, he had pretty low base stats when I looked at him on the video, but when the content creators get to playtest him, we'll see his multipliers and kind of go from there. But this champion sounds pretty legit. He's almost identical to Baron, but just a free Baron for everyone. All right, that's all I've got for this video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys are able to get Quintus the Triumphant as soon as possible. I know my Baron is my best nuker that I have, and this guy sounds like he's very identical. Sounds like he could even be better, which is pretty crazy. So definitely a champion to watch out for and grab as soon as you can. But that's all I've got in this video. I hope you guys liked it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.